we're moving on to questions for you to consider to asking of the faculty. So when you're doing the interview with the faculty, they're going to give you the opportunity to ask them questions, and you always want to ask questions of them. And there's lots of different ones. These are not the only ones that I've listed here for you. These are just some really good ones to ask about what are they looking for in a graduate student, talking about what you're interested in and areas that may fit with them, and explaining some of those. It's always good, for example, in this second one, could you explain the experiences offered in this area? So let's say you're particularly interested in, working with children who have ADHD. Hopefully you've read about that and you know who it is, and you can make a statement like, I know that Dr. Johnson is working in the area of children with ADHD, and I'm really interested in this area. What are all the experiences that are involved in that? So you can, and that's especially good to ask if that particular researcher or that particular faculty member is interested in that area is there at the time for that interview. If you're not going to meet with them, then you can ask that of anybody. Asking about theoretical orientations, what are practicum placements, what opportunities do you have to work with different populations? And that could be different populations in terms of, SES populations. It could be in terms of different, diagnostic or mental health issues, so you can look at them a lot of different ways, and you can ask about those. Ask about financial support. How does the program fit with the overall university? For example, sometimes the program is really the whole university is basically that program. And that's true of the freestanding psychology programs. In some cases, it is a part of a university, and, getting that sense of, how important it is can sometimes be helpful. In many cases, it's not, it's a major, program within the university as a whole. So, that may or may not be important, but sometimes, it's important because some programs have a lot of funding for them, and some of the other ones don't have as much. Usually, if they're approved, they're accredited programs, they do. But again, it's something you can ask. You can ask strengths and weaknesses. I usually, think it's usually best if you're, an applicant, to ask faculty, tell us about the biggest strengths. What are those areas? And maybe those areas where, you could use, someone like me, kind of bring it in. What do you see as, the things that my experience would best bring to this program? So you can ask those kind of questions. Any changes. A lot of times there's going to be changes. They're going to modify things. Well, you want to ask about that. And then it's okay to ask about, what's the community like? What are the costs of living around here? And you're going to ask that not only of faculty, but you can ask that of the current students as well.